Welcome back. We're here to talk about Saturday's Premier League match between Southampton and Everton. Pascal, has been a really disappointing week for Southampton so far.
Definitely has, yeah. 2 away defeats, 1-0 at Burnley and Sheffield United. I mean, the Burnley won in the Premier League. They'd lost 3 in a row in the league before that. And to go there, they would have wanted to get back to winning ways at Turf Moor. But yeah, disappointing. Obviously, Burnley, they're down the other end of the table. And Southampton would have gone there thinking, this game we can win. But yeah, they missed a lot of chances. Tadic obviously missing the penalty. That's the key one that he missed. And then obviously concede the goal and not score. That's really disappointing. Then to go to Sheffield United, a game where they would have thought, if they're falling down the league a bit, so they would have thought, run to the League Cup semi-finals, maybe third to the final, maybe win it. That would have been really good to keep the confidence high at the club. But yeah, lose 1-0 there. Obviously, another mistake from Fraser Forster. Mishandled the free kick, and he's sort of made a few mistakes recently. The defence looks a bit leakier. So yeah, wheels really starting to come off their season.
Yeah, they are, and I think more dramatically than any of us thought they were. We didn't expect them to keep up the great form, chasing Chelsea the whole way for the entire season. We thought against United, City and Arsenal that might be where the wheels come off, and it did, but we didn't expect them to lose these last 2 games. It's been a really disappointing run of form. 5 defeats in a row would have shocked Coleman, and I think the main concern for him will be going forward. You mentioned the leaky defence now, that is a concern. They've only scored 1 goal in these last 5 games, lost all 5 of them, and the likes of Pele started so well. He's gone off the boil now. He's back for this game, which will be a plus because he can be such a handful when he's in good form. He got the only goal of that run against Manchester United and had a good game in that one, but he needs to perform like that more frequently because he could be the catalyst for Southampton to change their form around.
Definitely, yeah. Even though he's back, though, they're going to miss Wanyama and Schneiderlin for this one. Both got booked against Sheffield United, so they're going to have to sit this one out through suspension now. So that's such a huge blow, because even if Pella's back, they need the players like Wanyama and Schneiderlin, because they're the real bedrock of their midfield. They offer quite a lot going forward, but and at the back as well. They're really good defensive midfielders, and if they're both not there, you look to players like Ward-Prowse, he might come back in. He usually starts out on the right sometimes, but he might have to go central here. And even though he's a good player, he's great at delivering set pieces, but it's just he's not a leader like Wanyama and Schneiderlin. So you wonder if they might struggle here in midfield if those 2 are missing. Yeah,
and Everton will be full of confidence coming into this one because they got a good win against QPR last time out, 3-1. A couple of moments of class from Barkley and Morales set them apart. Really good goals. And they conceded late on, but other than that, it was a pretty comfortable victory for them, and it was their first win in 5 games. So it's important in all competitions, that is, including Europa League. So it's important for them to get that victory, and they will be confident of getting something out of a game against Southampton in such poor form.
Yeah, and I was talking about Wanyama and Schneiderlin, them being missing, but Everton might be able to welcome back Barry and McCarthy, 2 very similar players for Everton as Wanyama and Schneiderlin for Southampton. And if them 2 are there, they offer, they don't do quite as much going forward as Wanyama and Schneiderlin, but they're so solid. McCarthy makes so many tackles. We know what Barry's good at, breaking up play. He spots a good pass here and there. And yeah, I mean, we talked about Southampton, how a good run in the League Cup would have been good for them, to keep the confidence of the club high. Everton, they're looking like they'll be struggling to get sort of a top 6 place, but yeah, their Europa League form, you mentioned it there, it's been really good. They got a great draw in the last 32. They got Young Boys, which is a really easy tie for them. And obviously, Martinez might be thinking, if we can't, if say they don't improve in a couple of months, by the time those Europa League fixtures come around and they're still, around mid-table in the Premier League, the Europa League, whoever wins that, they go through to the Champions League. So, there's a real incentive to win the Europa League this year, and Everton have looked great in Europe.
It's a tough one to call, this one. Which way do you see it going?
Yeah, it is really tough to call, but I think, both sides think they can win it, but I think I'm going to go for a draw, 2-2.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with that. Southampton finally end their losing streak. I agree with 2-2 as well, actually. So we're both going for 2-2 draws. Thanks for watching.